Hello,
Yo.
peeps. How you doing?
Okay. Hey, look, we're live.
We are live. I accidentally had my I'm dogging. I can't the speaker. I accidentally had the speaker on a second ago. So hello to everybody. Thanks for coming. We got a few people here. I think I said hi to everybody in the chat, and the people I missed is Choking Ghost, Bearded Bob. Hello, you two. I did not type in the chat to you folks, so I'm kind of lost here. So Seeker still, for some reason, still live. I don't know why. But normally we don't stream over each other. But we didn't want to be late. I'm sure someone will say something to him. If they don't, oh, he's having a go. Yeah, if you guys missed it. Way. So what do you think about that, bro?
I think he's just moving in on our game. That's all.
I think he's giving away a 1916 half dollar over there.
Well, if he's I'd be there. If he's giving away a 1916 standing quarter.
I know, right? I would have stayed there, watched the whole thing, and figure out what the trivia question was going to be. So that's what they're doing over there. They're having a trivia question. Normally they're already over, but they're running a little behind. It happens. I put up a short today, and I was talking about silver and gold going up in price, or depends on people's sentiment. What's going to actually happen if silver was to break, like, say 31 or 33, and gold was to break, say 28 or 3,000. And I had said it'll most likely go, once it hits it and stays there a minute, it'll do a 180 in the other direction. And again, that's going to depend on people's sentiment. What do you think about that?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's going to go up.
Well, it did. It did hit 29 gold and hit 33. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess whether it's going to stay in the other direction, I mean, we don't know. But it is going to go a little bit. Anyway, guys, if you have a statement or a question you want to be seen, please.
Look at there. It's at 32.94 now, guys.
It was at 33 earlier. Please begin your questions with 3 question marks so we can highlight it. Because when I start running behind in chat, I skip everything but question marks. So, yeah, Choking Ghost says, I saw that good short. Yeah, it was kind of vague, but I didn't want to put too much emphasis on it, predicting the price.
Yeah. Did anybody check out my video today?
Yeah, I did look at that video. So what's up, man? You want to sell me that roll or what?
Well, only if I want a divorce.
This guy got it.
She is calling it my early birthday present. She's taking credit for it.
Pastor Mo says, left those 2 for you. I'm not going to win there. Well, they're really good guys. They're probably saying, man,
I appreciate it.
Over us. So technically, if we're scheduled in, because they're friends of ours, we normally don't stream over each other. But if we're scheduled to start at a certain time, and we already start like a minute late, are we streaming over them or are they streaming over us?
I would say that they're streaming over us because they have their hour, we have our hour. We all talked about that.
They're done. They're finally done.
Okay. Well, but we had to start on. Sorry.
Don't worry about it, Silver Seeker. It happens.
Hey, guys, did you see them guys that you guys were watching earlier? Guys, if you're in Tulsa, they're going to be there. And Seeker, since you're on here, I just want to let you know some guy came in my shop, and when I told him you was going to be at our show, no, I'm sorry, it wasn't at the shop. Char was with me this weekend. It was at the show. The guy has tattoos all up and down his arms. He said, you can't see it, but I got goosebumps all over me. I'm going to see him when I get there.
Normally, folks, Ravenhawk Coins, Rob Finds Treasure, Silver Seek, and I, we normally do not stream over each other. This is just a mishap that happened. I was,
Raven and I,
the clock came, 8:01 came, and I'm like, oh, I better go. So they probably accidentally didn't realize it, and I didn't realize it. But I just knew I had to go because I had checked at 8 and I said, oh, they're probably done. And then after I hit the live button, I seen they were still live. So Mike, you got a row, and you might want to say something to Silver Seeker and Rob Finds Treasure. Why don't you tell us about the
Guys,
SC1 says, so with the row, how are you sure it's not a sealed row with a CC ender? I truly hope it's an outstanding row. How do you know?
well, here's the thing, guys, about these rows. You don't really know, but I reached out to the Heritage this weekend.
Uh-huh.
And because of the company that did it, they was known to have a lot of hoard at Carson Cities. This roll was done in the late 30s, early 40s. It's in its original wrap. Guys, the reason why I'm not wearing gloves.
You got people sitting on their edge of their seat. What row?
This is an 81 Carson City roll.
What, a 1981?
1881.
1881. Yeah.
The one thing I got told, now I cracked one a couple years ago. It was an 83 Carson City. The whole row was Carson Cities. The problem is I cut the paper. The money was in the paper.
Yeah.
So I will not cut this row because it's in the same exact company's paper. And I'm going to probably keep it for a little while. But if I sell it, I did tell my little brother I might give him first dibs at it.
I did make a healthy offer for that.
He did. The auction house would really love to auction this roll.
It's all good, Seeker. Oh, I'd love to buy it. I made a healthy offer. I offered way more than it's worth.
Well, I don't know about all that.
Back in trade. Well, I told you if someone beat me, give me the number.
But guys, I'll tell you what. Let me put my gloves on. I'll unwrap this for you guys so you can see.
No. Don't unwrap it, bro.
I'm not unwrapping the paper. I'm unwrapping.
No, don't unwrap the plastic either. Just, hey, against an army or someone, if you could throw a link to Mike's video up, they can look at it over there.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I did have it.
That's right. It's not wrapped in the cellophane plastic yet. So after the show, you guys can go over to Mike's channel and check it out and see what it looks like. It is an awesome row.
This was the late 30s, early 40s wrap paper. Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, it takes a lot to get me to have goosebumps. But when this came up to me, I had goosebumps. And, usually a dealer likes to try to talk them down when they make an offer. But I didn't. I offered them.
No, I wouldn't even. I didn't even know what your other offers were. And I made an outstanding offer. And I came in, over $2,000 more for the row?
Did. But I'm going to tell you something. That guy come back and said, what if I matched him? I said, listen, it's my little brother.
You shouldn't have told him that.
Well,
you should have just said, we'll have to see. And then every time he gave you a number, just told him 1,000 more.
But he honestly said, if you didn't take it, he wants it.
It's a very nice row.
At the show, I had guys offering like crazy for this row. And, and
I was on the phone every couple minutes.
A lot of the older dealers like me know the savings and loan place. So, they were around back even in the 50s. So it was kind of cool to have something from that era.
That's what says you sliced a row. J-Dog, thank you for the $5 super chat a while ago.
Yes, I did on an 83 Carson City. And I lost half my value when I did that.
Oh, that row will never get cracked. Mr. Coiker says, I am trying to sleep in the garage.
But guess what? I seen that row again up on eBay, and it looks just like mine because a couple of the tone ones are still in that. And, it might be, it might not be, but I had an 83 Carson City row, and I regretted that.
Well, Silver Seeker is offering you $5 for a $20 face row.
Oh, man. Seeker, I hope you can sleep at night offering me that low.
He offered me melt for my World's Moon Festival. You're that great big kilo fan. He said, I'll give you melt. I'd be losing money right now.
Yeah.
Even sell it to him, at melt then. I still got that. It's got a 1/10 ounce gold moon up in the upper, 2 o'clock area. It's a Moon Festival pen. I don't even remember what year it is. Don't wrap it. PVC plastics. Food plastic wrap does not have PVC.
No, it does not. This is food grade wrap I put around it. I don't use PVC wrap. Even my flips that I sell are not PVC.
Please begin auctions with questions to make your questions seen. Yeah, guys, thank you for all the likes. I really appreciate it as well.
But guys, just to show you how much I'm protecting it, I wrapped it. Here, let me show you. I wrapped it in this. Then I'm putting it in this tube. Then I put a lid on it like this, and it's sealed.
But you forgot something.
What?
You forgot to put it in a bubbled envelope in a box full of peanuts and put the address, sender label.
I told you, even if I did sell it to you, I would not ship that one through the mail.
No, I didn't say you're going to ship it. I said you just got to put the address label on it. That way you'll know not to get rid of it.
Yeah,
and I'll come down and get it.
Yeah, I'll put 9 East 3rd Street on there, yes.
I told you I'd come down and get it. I don't mind. Not for, those things, those rolls like that are so rare that.
Yes, they are.
You couldn't put something like that in the mail. It's irreplaceable. There may be another one out there.
And I told Steve about this. The guy did email me today. We did a little stream. I might wind up with his proof set. And he had an 1881 trade dollar proof set. I get with everything. The nickel.
Okay, Eddie P has seen other videos of people buying those on eBay and end up with only CC enders. You should do a video of opening the roll.
No. Guess what, guys? This did not come off eBay.
Now, you bought this from the same guy you bought the other roll that you cracked, right?
Correct.
And it's in the same type of wrap?
It was also the same guy that this guy went after hard, rare stuff. He has this set I'm talking about that's 1881. Look up the dollar. Proof 68. Beautiful tone. Love the dollar. It's the highest graded one on that trade dollar. This is not a cheap set. I'm made an offer to buy, and it sounds like I might be getting it.
Thank you for the super chat, Steve LaPointe. And Rob, if you're still here, Lisa Jane 84 wants to know, what was that red wine you were drinking earlier? And Seeker is now.
He don't never share.
He's offering $10 for that roll now. So what are you going to do? A bucket go at auction on the roll or what?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. Guys, Kyle actually called me today from Heritage again and asked me the same question. What are you going to do with it? I told him I don't know.
Who called you?
Kyle from Heritage. He called me today. And, he asked me today. Let me see if he called my cell or what.
Anyway, CoinGeek opened a roll the other day and had 2 CCs in it. The wrapper was very long. Good luck to you, Mike. Says Danny Jones.
Yeah, but I've seen them rolls on eBay. They're fairly new wrapper rolls. These are not these old rolls wraps. That's what you got to watch. They're using fairly new paper from like the 60s and 70s. You got to know your paper too, guys, when you're messing with these.
Are you aware of any good counterfeits of the PCGS holder with NFC chip, or has that been foolproof and most secure of all the slabs? I think they can counterfeit just about any slab.
They can.
Even with the NFC chip. I wouldn't put it past it. As a matter of fact, talk about what's his name from Doug
Davis.
Doug Davis. Silver Seeker did a video with him a few years ago. Really good video. And he did a video with Doug Davis, who is anti-counterfeiting, mail fraud, all that stuff. Does information and helps people to capture people that are, basically trying to cheat other people and counterfeit stuff. Anyway, and in that video, Doug Davis said they will counterfeit anything. They'll figure it out.
Guys are so good that they could counterfeit your wife.
I don't know about all that. Mine's a squirrel.
Okay, I always wondered. Oh, I can't see everything there.
I always have wondered when someone says they have a roll of coins that are all the same year, not customer wrapped. How do they know that it's all the same year? That's a good question.
That's just it, guys. You don't. But here's the thing: you got to. This is where it comes down to knowing your paper, knowing where they come from, knowing the company. Guys,
Been in the business a while.
it's and here's the thing: just like what I did that 83, it was in the same wrap. I cut it. I lost 50% of what I could have made on it.
It's kind of like that 1952 proof set.
Yeah.
With the Superbird. It's worth more keeping it sealed. Not all of them are Superbirds, but just the hopes of it might be there makes the proof set worth more as a sealed piece. So Mrs. Coin Crew has the morning show tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. on her channel, Mrs. Coin Crew. If someone wants to throw a link up there, it would be great. And how do you know that the roll is genuine? And you just went over that for Davina. You just explained, being in the business a while. That helps, right?
It does.
So someone's saying Silver Oceans. There he is. Sounds like a serious coin. I think all the coins might get serious coin. Good thing he's my brother. I can get some of them out of. He gets some good coins here and there. But that's, when it comes to good coins, a lot of times people will take their coin to a coin show instead of a shop because they can shop it around to different dealers. But that's not always the best. You should still shop it around to your local shops and see if they're willing to pay more. Because sometimes those guys at your local shop, like in my case, if you get a rare coin, I'll pay more than most people did. Just like I bid on the roll that you had, Mike. I beat out all the dealers there. And they were finally willing to match me.
Yeah, it took a minute.
Until they found out who I was. So, yeah. There you go. This Coin Crew is a counterfeit AI squirrel wife. I traded a 1924 $20 MS65 PCGS for an 1854D large XF PCDS. Was that smart? Was that a Dahlonega gold or a dollar? No, it's not a dollar. It has to be a Dahlonega gold. Because that's the only D mint marks would be on gold coins in 1854.
Yes, it would.
See, I halfway know something.
And what did he trade it for?
I traded a 24 double eagle St. Gaudens for 54 in XF. MS65 was the St. Gaudens, and the XF was the 1854. Yeah, I think you did good.
I think he did really good.
Of course, that's just me. What do I know?
Do you want another $20 go back for it?
Yeah, there you go. He might even give you a little bit better grade. You never know. Has anyone heard whether or not Dansko will ever reissue the gold page for their typeset? I haven't heard anything. What about you?
I have not heard anything. Dansko this year, I'm kind of aggravated. They're not giving us single date pages. They're forcing us to buy the extended book, a new book. So you got to buy the whole book in order to get the date pages.
So basically,
so we're carrying the blank pages. We did take in a couple of their new books for the guys that just started, but most of you guys that already got your Eagle set started, you don't want to buy a whole book from the beginning all the way to the new dates.
So as I said earlier, when you guys are shopping around to sell a good coin, don't just shop around at a coin show with a multitude of dealers. And that's why a person looking to move on an item will do. They will take it to a whole bunch of dealers at once, save a lot of gas. But check your local coin shop or a coin shop close to you and see what their price is. Because sometimes you might get a better deal from your local coin shop because you've built a rapport with that dealer.
Well, the guy that sold me this row and sold me the other rows, he is like 6 hours from me. But where the show was at, he's only 2 hours. He came to the show, came directly to me because he knew what he was going to do right away. And, we did some numbers, and I paid him a little bit more because I thought the row was definitely worth more.
Now, as you know, Mike was out sick last week. He had some kind
Yes,
of
I apologize for
bug or
that. I was
something.
really down and out.
But how are you feeling? I mean, I know you're feeling a lot better. Obviously, you're here. Let them know how you're feeling.
Well, I feel great. I mean, guys, it just happens. I think I had a 24-hour flu. I was feeling really cold. At first, I thought I might have got COVID again, but no, I didn't. I did the COVID test. I was fine. I just was sick as a dog. My wife made me stay home, and I wanted to stay home because I didn't want to get anybody sick. But
He says that he had a 1 hour flu bug. It went from 8 to 9 last week.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I slept out on the couch because I didn't want to get my wife even sick.
Now you're a lot like me when it comes to getting sick. I when I get sick, I get really sick, and I'm sick for like a day or two, and boom, I'm back to normal.
But yeah, I was getting a little worried if I was even going to make the show.
Just bought some silver from Coin Crew. Was it a deal? Well, considering silver went up a little bit, yeah, I think so.
Oh,
But
by the way, guys, we do have about 100, 120 left of the silver. We're doing a special on. We're selling it melt. If anybody's interested, it's got let's see, we got Harris on there, Fauci, and Biden. It's got a dragon head.
So
we're
you're just
a spot.
Yeah, I bet you are. Here we go. How's the weather in your neck of the woods, Mike? Mine is extremely warm this time of year for some reason.
Well, we got up to 80 today.
We got up past 50 today and yesterday. I mean, 50 degrees.
We're going to be doing 80 again tomorrow.
But we're going to be back down into the 30s on Sunday, I think.
Will you keep that, will you?
Well, I was thinking about sending it to you.
No, we don't need it. I think that's what got to me, going from real cold to hot.
Yeah, it's like crazy. There you go. He's got $1 for A. He says A81C. It's supposed to be the whole row, Big Rocky.
Well, I do got one in a GSA box too, in a 65 wrap. Is that worth anything? I don't know.
Never know.
My 79 Carson City's on the way back from CAC with a CAC sticker.
Was that Juan that just said he had that? He was the one that traded, or was it somebody else? I have an email here from Juan. Oh, how's this not working? Oh, share screen. How's that?
That's a 53, not a 54.
Yeah, it is.
Let's see the D. Yeah, there you go.
Long ago. I don't know if that was Juan or not. I already forgot who it was.
Wow.
Let's go back up.
That back's kind of nice. What grade did they give that? That looks better than XF on the back. Now the front is pretty.
I don't know.
I think the front is probably about a VF, and I think that's why they came up with an XF.
Well, it's a Deloniga.
Yeah, but look at the back of that. Look at that shield. Look at that shield. That's a nice shield in there.
I like it.
I do too. Yeah, if you need a $20 gold piece back for it, just contact me.
Well, that's only a 5, though. Well, and they said it was a 20, I think, 1854D. I don't know. I'm lost. Either way it goes,
no,
that's a nice coin. Deloniga Gold's hard to get. Yeah. I don't remember if I've ever owned a Deloniga. I know I've had some Charlottes, and I've still got Carson Cities. We had a couple high
that's
60s.
About a $4,000 to $5,000 coin right there, Keith.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it was Juan, and it was a 5 he traded for, not a 20.
He traded a 20 for the 5, is what he did.
Yeah. I think you did all
That's
right.
my thing too.
I think you did all right. I would have did it. I
Like I said, Juan, if you need a $20 gold piece back in a 65 holder, I'll be glad to trade you even up. Not a problem.
That's not a $1. That's a 5. My LCS had uh, 90% half dollars, $11 each. Is
Wow.
this well? I don't know what you're saying, but it's a good deal. Is this
Where,
top?
what kind of, yeah, but wait, Keith, it depends on if it's all wore out and they don't have dates, and that ain't a
Yeah,
good.
if they're dateless, then it's not worth it. Yeah, it's not worth it if they're dateless, Crazy Stacker. $11 is a good deal. If they have dates and they're not damaged, yeah, that's a great deal.
That is a great deal.
That's actually cheaper than
That's a little
what is
below melt.
90%, almost 24 times face right now.
Yeah, it's pretty close. That's what I said. It's below melt.
Mike, you're talking about inflation, it's coming around.
It is. It is.
I am, for some reason, I am. Here we go. Whoops, wrong one. 1924 is common, got a rare date instead. 75% less gold, still a good deal for Yuan getting a Deloniga for it. Robert H. is working on a monster box of silver. And Crazy Stacker said, I got the ones with dates not slick. You did good. You did really good. The way to do that, Crazy Stacker, is just multiply spot times 0.715. And that will give you a multiplier for face. And that's how much it's worth. Say you got $30 spot and you go 0.715. That's going to be about 21 times, or yeah, about 21 times face, somewhere in there. 22 times. And that's how you know how much it's worth. So you basically bought them for a $30 price instead of $32, $33. You can't go wrong with that, my friend.
Yeah, because melt right now is $23.45.
I was close.
You got it for 22. That is pretty darn good.
He said it was 80 cents back a melt. You can't go wrong with my friend.
80 cents back a melt.
That's a good deal. That's cheaper than I sell it. Got to be a good deal if it's cheaper than I sell it, because I usually sell that. Well, I don't usually sell halves at that cheap either. I sell dimes and quarters at now.
You know, I was really sad. I was paying the dealers this weekend 22 times to buy 90%.
I know, right?
And I'm buying it for wholesale so I can resell it. Holy cow.
I would have been a buyer slightly more than that. Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna have to send me his dealers.
Yeah, let us know your dealer so we can call him and say, dude, you're gonna sell it cheap, sell it to us. We'll pay shipping.
We'll take it all.
It's been crazy, the weather. Have you seen what's been going on with silver, gold, and stocks? I mean, it's been crazy.
The stocks have been taking a little beating this round.
Beaten ain't the word. If it wasn't for having enough silver and gold to offset,
it almost looked like it almost looks like a Tyson Holyfield fight the way it's going down. It's getting its ear bit off.
I don't even want to say how much I lost just yesterday and the day before, Monday and today, rather.
Well, I know. I'm in that same boat. I'm watching them numbers go down. That
I lost.
But you don't lose
into percentages. I lost.
I don't want to say
2.5%. Had to think about it a second. I lost 2.5% in the stock market. I don't think I gained that much in the gold and silver market.
Well, I think I did.
Okay, here's a joke from Choking Ghost. He says, what did the upsettler say to upset the planchet? You're a bit overweight there.
That upset a lot of things.
Melt is 23.5, says Davina. Yeah, it is. That's about right. That's what Mike said anyway. I don't know.
I was
When
probably
buying pre-33, what should one expect from BU raw listings from big online dealers as far as grade? 60 to 63. You won't get higher. Because BU, if they get better than, I mean, most generally a BU row is coins grade from 60 to 65. But a lot of the bigger dealers, they'll pull out everything above 63. I've had guys say, "Oh, I got BU rows," and I would buy them off of them, and nothing's better than a 63. But again, that's just my experience. I could be wrong. Maybe not all big online dealers are like
Well,
that.
wait a minute. I got a coin in here when on this road. It looks like it could be a PL.
No, we're talking about you want to go buy a BU row of coins from an online dealer. And they say BU row. They don't say uncirculated row. They say BU row 1881 S Morgan dollars, common dollar. You would think someone would be above a 63, and I've had the experience where they're not.
I've seen some of them rows where there was AU 58s in there too.
So when you're buying a BU row of Morgan silver dollars, I'll say this again. When you're buying a row of BU Morgan silver dollars, you want to make sure that you inspect them first, because that BU row may not be BU. Inspect it on hand. Don't buy offline.
If they won't let you look at the road, then walk away.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, if you ask to look at mine, I'll be glad. I usually put a mat on my case and I'll dump them very gently over and let you look at them. And then we'll put them back in the row all at one time so they don't get scratched.
As I said, when you're buying a BU row of anything, buy it in person, inspect the row to make sure you're getting good quality coins. Make sure you don't have an AU58 or a bunch of MS60s in that row, because it's simply an MS60 to 65 row with nothing to guarantee above MS63. Good luck, honey. I think I did that right. I don't know. I'm just a guy. So that's what you should expect. It's kind of hard to keep up with the chat sometimes. Oh,
You're doing pretty good.
What's the difference between gem and BU? Mike, gem is 5.
5 or better.
Gem is MS65 and BU is 63.
BU and lower, yes. So, you'll hear guys say, well, I just bought a gem row. That's because there's a bunch of nice, really nice coins. There might even be dimples in there or PLs, All
right, I'll tell you what. I'm going to make you a deal. I'm going to up my price on that row 10%. I'm offering you 10% more.
I still got my boss sitting out there watching us. I can't answer
Darlene,
I can't under
10%. That's a lot of money now. You caught me live here. That's going to bring it way up. Oh man!
Oh, she just put the chair.
I could buy a car for that.
She just put the chair down now, guys. I'm. If you see me jump out this window,
if I would have said I'll double, she would say, "Tell him come get it." Right? She would probably tell me come get it if I double my price. What's your views on tariffs, Mike?
I ain't saying nothing there. Huh?
I'm trying to get you in trouble, aren't I? What's your views on tariffs?
On tariffs, I like I've been talking about, guys. If they do make this all happen, and they're really pushing it, we're going to see Maple Leafs selling higher than Eagles. That means we're probably going to be we're going to play heck selling them things here in the U.S.
Now, I did read today that on the tariffs, they were talking about a 50% tariff on steel and aluminum, and I hear they're waiting on that now. That's the problem that the market is having. Nobody knows what Trump is doing. Is he going to impose the tariffs? Is he not? If he would just put it straight,
there is somebody that knows, Mr. Trump himself.
If he would just put it straight out to the people and make it so, whether there's going to be a tariff, whether it's going to be 25, 50, or no tariff at all, the gold market, the silver market, the stock market will all level off and people will be at peace and harmony. But since it's uncertainty and markets do not like uncertainty, it's going to jump back and forth in price.
Well, I'll be honest with you, because I deal with a lot of different stuff from all over the world. We're seeing some of our prices on some of our stuff coming out of different countries where they've already started raising their numbers to us.
Keith wants to sleep in the garage. See, I offered 10% more. Heard Trump is imposing 50% on metal. Yeah, and the Davinia, he put that on hold for now. I did read an article on that. But it's on the internet. Who knows if it's true? You know what they say? Bonjour. I speak French. Right?
There you go.
If it's on the internet, it must be true. Guys, don't always believe everything you see on the internet, though, seriously. Do your due diligence, do some homework, because the way this AI works now, it's going to sway to whatever you've looked up most. And then it's going to, and if you keep clicking on that stuff, it's going to give you more and more. And that's what happens where you get one side view and another side view, and they're all against each other. Look at that. Welch Coast Services has become a crew member again. Thank you, my friend.
But anyway, guys, I had a couple of people in the shop today, and people want to know what's happening to Ventress at the U.S. Mint. So I told Keith earlier we'd touch a little bit on that too.
This is a great question from Sir Robert Pintoff. Thank you for the question. If both ends of that dollar row, the backs were showing CC, but the year was written on the edge of the row, would you still buy it as an 81cc?
Well,
I wouldn't.
Probably not.
I would buy it as a
at that point, even the auction houses wouldn't touch it because nobody would know what they're really auctioning.
Yeah. But it's a common row CCs is how they would auction it off, as a common row.
That's exactly probably how it would go.
Which would be $5,000 to $8,000. A lot less than the 81cc.
No, the 83 would have sold for $12,000 had I left it alone.
But you didn't, so.
Yeah.
Our $500 bills collectible, especially in grades VF30, 35 range. Hi-yo, Ben. If you have a $500 bill, it doesn't have a rip, it doesn't have a pinhole, doesn't have tape. It's basically just common wear, not too bad, and it's VF30, 35. Yes, it's collectible. What do you think?
Oh yeah,
I got a couple of them. I can use a couple more. What?
I asked him if he wanted to sell it. I'm a buyer.
There you go. We're all buyers of that kind of stuff.
I just sold out of $500 and $1,000 notes. I need more again. Robert H.
Does the Royal Canadian Mint manufacture maples in the U.S.? How can they put a tariff on something that already made here?
No, they're actually.
I don't know if they make. I don't think they make them
in Canada.
Now, if they was to build a facility in the U.S. and make them here, then they couldn't put a tariff on them. Oh, that is true. There's ways to get around the tariff.
I don't know. They're stepping down on different countries having stuff here in the U.S. now.
I'm just saying, that would be a way.
That would be a way.
Make Canadian money in the U.S.
The good part about it is there is a bunch still here in the U.S. for this year, but next year.
Backroads Bound said the 50% tariff was only supposed to go to an effect if Canada continued to charge tariff on the electricity they supplied to some states in the Northeast. And that is why Trump put it on hold for now. I did read something about that too. They're hammering out some kind of deal on the electric. Hello, Shelby Silver Stacker. Our Silver Shelby Stacker. All likes are appreciated, everyone, says Against an Army. Okay, here it goes. He unfortunately can't. He's using his bargaining chips. His complete goal here is to get zero tariffs for the incoming and outgoing with all other nations. That's why he's saying reciprocal tariff. Yeah, and that's the thing. We're talking about that, and we're talking about the tariffs. He wants to make them equal, but it doesn't mean they're going to be equal until the other countries agree. And he wants it to be zero. We should make our own tax dollars, not get our tax dollars from charging another country, whereas they shouldn't get their money from charging us. What do you think?
I
You think
agree.
it should be equal and hopefully nothing?
It should be equal, but for many years, other parties didn't agree with that. They liked us spending money.
Bolts the Clown. Does your store, Mike, and my store, Keith, buy gold grains? His LCS does not. I do not buy gold grains. I do usually, if it comes in a lot, I'll give it away. But they're so small, they're hard to test. What do you think, bro? Do you buy
Yeah,
them?
I buy grains.
I mean, I usually, if they're coming in a lot, but if someone came in with just gold grains, I would not buy them.
I would buy them.
I would.
I would. I
I
have.
would buy it in a lot of other stuff.
But unfortunately, guys, when I say
Grains
I'll
aren't
buy
worth
them,
that
they
much.
have to be in the card still. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
buying
that's what.
loose. I buy a bunch of them in the cards, like from Switzerland and all that stuff.
Robert Pinto says 500 note, absolutely all grades. They're affordable. Yes, they are. They are. Matt says they're still working on percentage for the power from Canada to Minnesota, MN, and Michigan. I guess it's Minnesota and Michigan. Minnesota to Michigan or something. I don't know exactly what he's talking about. MNMI. I think there was supposed to be a comma or a dash or an N in between those. Crazy Sacker says 10% worldwide would be fair, flat like a flat tax. I said that about our income tax. I think everybody should just pay one income tax, not have no deductions, no nothing. Everybody just pays. You get paid X amount of dollars, you pay a certain percentage, period. But you always got some business guy or somebody else trying to figure out how to beat the system. Do you think a flat tax would be good, Mike?
I think a zero tax would be good.
Well, we got to fix the road somehow. That's what
Yeah,
comes.
no, no. I'm going to tell you right now. It's just like here in Oklahoma. I think our highway department has abused the program. The money is not all going to the highway. We set up all these tolls to build the toll road. And then
Yeah.
the state was and the federal government both was supposed to work together to maintain them. Now their excuse is and that has ended. That should have ended 10 years ago. Their excuse is that they got to maintain and keep going. And not only did they do that, they opened up another toll road. And the people are fighting back here.
Yeah, they're not using our tax dollars right. Silver Oceans has a comment here. All socialist countries are funding their free stuff with the tariffs on U.S. goods, and they are in no position to tariff us because they need U.S. products more than we need theirs. What's your opinion on that? Do you feel that other countries need our products more than we need theirs? And should they not be tariffing our U.S. goods
Okay.
going in?
Well, and this is
That
not being political or anything else. I'm going to tell you, I really don't think any country should have to depend on any country.
they should
I
depend
think
on
we all should
themselves.
be considered equal. And this is my belief. And I think if we could ever get to that point around the world, I think everybody would get along a lot better.
What do you think will happen to the price of gold if the Federal Reserve Bank gets abolished? As a note to declare to the decal Rizar. Anyway, the Federal Reserve is not a government entity; it's a private entity. So whether it gets abolished, they do set the rates, but it's also dictated by the government.
Yes.
So it's confusing. All this government stuff's confusing. We should change the topic.
But the bottom line is,
You think it's gonna help gold?
I really think that if we would get back to where we was 50, 60 years ago, where each state takes care of its own. The problem is we put this thing together and this federal government thing together was supposed to help take care of every state equally. Guys, it has never worked that way. So each state should start taking care of their own taxes again. And I believe if we did that, one state might do better than the other. Maybe they can reach out to the neighboring state. Maybe they can help them. But at the same time, each state should be responsible for their own taxes.
Yeah, I do think each state should be self reliant, but it doesn't hurt because we do pay federal taxes too. And I feel for the families that are getting fired because of Doge, but the truth of the matter is the government needs to be trimmed. I mean, I'm probably going to get all kinds of thumbs down.
Bottom line, they're not
saying
firing
that.
them all. They're giving.
I'm definitely not getting thumbs up because there's 116 of you here and we only got 81 thumbs up. So hey, let's go for some thumbs down here. I hate to say it,
Keith. They're not firing them people. They're offering them jobs in other positions in the United States.
Well, that's not.
Some of the people are not taking it because they don't want to move. They don't want to do this. The bottom line is, guys, the IRS is not being used the way it was supposed to be used. It became more of a take away from the poor, give to the rich program to me. I've seen them, how they treat some people. If they decide they want to shut your whole bank account down, take your home, take your land, they can do it. That's too much power in one position.
Now, when I was a kid, you remember our mother was married to Larry, and literally to get a job back in the 70s, we left Missouri and went to Florida just so he could go to work. Things were tight back in the 70s. There was a big old oil crisis, recession, and all that stuff. Remember that when people were having to move all over the country just to get work?
I never had no problem getting a job.
Yeah, but she was younger than Larry was. But my point is, sometimes if you want to keep working, you do need to relocate. I mean, that's just the way it is.
A lot of people, even today, if they wanted to keep doing what they're doing and they don't have a position in that state, they move on to another state to get that same job or do the same stuff they're doing.
Now, Don says the U.S. needs a lot of stuff that we don't manufacture.
So the bottom line, guys, is as a country, we need to wake up. As a world, we all need to wake up. We need to start getting along and fix all the problems.
Yeah, it's not just our problems, it's everybody else's problems. We have too many problems, and it's like, okay, a country gets a problem, the U.S. lends a helping hand, gives them money, gives them a grant, gives them whatever. Or we have a problem and we're trying to set tariffs on other people, or they try to set tariffs on us when they have a problem. We should, maybe I'm wrong, but when I was a kid, and I know a lot of you in here are near my age or at least old enough to remember this. If you didn't have the money for something, you didn't get it. Why doesn't the government do that? Why are they printing money on demand just to give it away? I mean, seriously. Davina says tax the rich more. I am kind of curious how we can expect our government to keep operating if we can't even keep a budget. I mean, what are we, 36, 37 trillion dollars in debt? They would have hung us.
Yeah, but we're still down lower than when Trump took office.
No, it's not. It keeps going up. He can't catch up. It's starting to have an effect. It's starting to have a slowdown with all these reductions in employees and stuff like that. But it's still, you're talking billions of dollars in interest a day. Maybe Trump, now maybe I'm wrong here, and don't laugh at me. Trump knows how to file bankruptcy and still remain a billionaire, right? Why can't he file bankruptcy with the government? We could still pay the people, just say, hey, stop. Why he's supposed to be this great deal maker? Why don't he sit there and say, stop charging this interest so we can catch up or something? I mean, seriously, what do you think? I don't know
Well,
much
like I
about.
said, I think they're on the right track. I really do. And for everybody out there that thinks Mr. Musk is getting paid, he's not. He brought
No,
his whole team in to help us. Whether he's doing the right thing or not, at least he's doing something better than what we've had in the last 20 years.
yeah, I mean, you know what they say, no pain, no gain. So it's eventually, with enough pain, eventually the gain will come out ahead. It's kind of like us as coin dealers, and you do it a lot yourself. You sell some stuff at a loss, to keep moving stuff, and eventually it works out in the end. Well, maybe that's what they're trying to do. Maybe they're trying
Yeah,
to cut
the
some
bottom line
losses.
is everybody needs to let's step back and let them run it for a year and let's see what happens.
Yeah, see what happens.
And then let's judge this.
Yeah, it's definitely a different
But that's
different
enough
time.
politics for me.
Okay, recent years it seems like the interest rates have moved from numismatics to bullion. The interest, not rates. I'm stuck on interest. Interest has moved from collecting coins to bullion. Can modern coin shop sustain itself on numismatic sales alone?
Yes, it can.
Yeah, if you get the right ones, it's
I
tough.
saw a lot of numismatic coins.
Yeah, it's definitely tough.
Actually, that's mostly what I sold at the show this week. Was collectibles. I didn't sell any bullion. I carried everything back.
Yeah, that reminds me the show I did a couple weeks ago. I went to the show and I usually take just mostly numismatics, and then I'll take a little bit of bullion, here I am. Well, here, let's push some more numismatics. Let's take a roll of gold eagles and see what happens. And so therefore, because I had so much gold eagles, I didn't sell nothing else, just gold eagles. Go figure that one out. Gold is the money of kings. Silver is the money of gentlemen. Barter is the money of peasants. But debt is the money of slaves. Enough said about all that, but I do agree there. Oh,
Well, I
wow.
wonder I
Listen,
feel like a slave. I'm always in debt.
I know. And someone had said something, would you work for $5 an hour? I think I do. I work a lot of hours.
I don't even get paid.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess we're about done here tonight. I mean, so if you guys want, hit the thumbs up, please. Don't forget, Miss Coin Crew has the morning show on her channel, 8 a.m. Miss Ida, before we leave, let's talk about Miss Ida and St. Jude this coming weekend. Are you what are you doing with that? Are you doing anything?
This weekend,
This
I am
weekend,
going to
15th
be
and 16th.
on that St. Jude's auction.
You're gonna be on there?
I will be on there. I made sure I did not have a show or anything for this weekend. So I'm going to be there.
I am actually
And there is a show
been
going.
recruited to help out myself. So hopefully we can get some sales going so we can work
Yeah,
some stuff for the
there's a
kids.
show going on in Texas, and I told them no, I would not be coming.
I don't think Silver Seeker's having an auction this weekend. I'm not having an auction on Sunday. We've
Well, wait
set
a
it.
minute, I was going to attend that auction too.
No, we've all set the time aside for St. Jude's.
Well, that's great of you guys.
Yeah,
I set the time aside for St. Jude's.
kids are the future, so we got to do what we can to help them. So I want to thank everybody for being here. Remember, if you were not here, I'd be talking to myself or talking to this guy and just whatever, we do appreciate everything. You want to close out anything, bro? Oh, here, let's make you big.
Okay, guys, don't forget that it's getting closer and closer. We do have the show coming up in June. Just remember, you're going to have some of your favorite YouTubers there. You'll have Keith there, Silver Seeker, Rod's Fine Treasures, Ravenhawk, Mid-America Coins, and a bunch of others. There will be a lot of things going on there. We're doing 2 days of kids giveaways, Friday and Saturday at that show. The U.S. Mint will be there giving away stuff for the kids. So, guys, if you can make it out there, it'll be great to have you. It's 12th, 13th, and 14th of June. Don't forget, mark it on your calendars. We will see you there.
Be a fun show. But just to close out, M Chad says, I own my own business and he works for leftovers too. So, guys, I thank you all for coming. I hope you have a great week. And for those of you that are going to get up in the morning, 8 a.m. Eastern time, whatever that time it is, wherever you're at, Eastern, Central, Pacific, just remember, 8 a.m. Eastern. So I guess we'll catch you later. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate y'all. Give us a thumbs up. Thank you.